Okay, so what I want to do is I'm doing a little variation of an older trick that I've done before, but this time around I am going to be using TexturingXYZ, or XYZ, depending upon who you're talking to. Let's just bring... should I bring that one in, or actually I'll bring in the albedo. See how it looks. Okay, and so here we got it here, and actually if I do a little trick here, if I bring up the material viewer, and I want to look at a texture that I've got, if I just go and hit the S, there we go, you can see it. This is what I got from TexturingXYZ. There's a few of them in here, there's a displacement and stuff like that, but I've kind of seen people using this and they kind of unwrap it and they usually do a few projections, but I'm going to do it a little bit differently. So we've got this texture in here, great, and let's minimize that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the body, and the body, we probably have a bit too many UVs for this. I suspect I will crash if I use all these UVs, but all I really want to do is make an image. So if I take all of these little faces here, part of the trick requires that, oops, I just deleted all the UVs. Actually, I wonder if you can do that. Okay, well, whatever, I'm not going to care about that. Right here, I'm just going to go and delete them in this window. Okay, because I just really want the face. Come on. Boop. There. Okay, and it's in the 0 to 1 area. Oh, it isn't. There, I moved it over. I just hit the hotkey, the little side button, or the side arrow on my keyboard, and okay, I should be good. Now, the next thing that I want to do is I'm going to take this object and I'm going to go to UVs and I'm going to go to cylindrical, and in cylindrical I have an option. And here, edit, reset settings, so it looks like this, insert projection, whatever. What I'm after is that. And UV set 1, let's just call this UV set, and we'll call it XYZ demo. Okay, great. And I'm going to go ahead and hit project. Okay, and in the UV sets I've got map 1, which is the first one, and then I've got texturing, or UV set underscore XYZ demo. Okay, and with this, you get this little projection here, and this isn't really going to do me much good, but I can kind of push the projection around really easily, and okay, because there's a little thing right here, a little handle that toggles it to the move tool so you can move it around and everything. I need the texture on, so let's just go and get that texture on really quick. And if I go down here, right click, and I've noticed that Maya materials work best. So I'm going to go over here to color, and I'm going to go and put a file texture in. I'm going to go browsing. Actually, I don't need to go browsing. I didn't need to do that. What was I thinking? If I go over here, you'll see it's already sitting there for me, waiting. Let's just get rid of this thing and that thing. And I'll move these over here, and I just want the out color. Boop, there. And if I hit 6, oh, did I put this on? 6. And do I have anything funny on here? I do. There we go. I just had the default material button on. Okay, so we can see this on here, but you'll notice that if I go into the attribute edit, or into the UVs here, this doesn't move with if I grab the UVs. Actually, if I just go back and I have the UVs here, if I go to cylindrical projection and I hit T on the keyboard or whatever, you'll see that this doesn't really affect my texture here at all. And that's because I have to go to Windows, I have to go into my relationship editor, UV linking, texture centric, hook up the albedo with the TexturingXYZ. Great. Okay, so now I can try to position this and position it to give myself the best advantage here, just to start off with laying out the UVs the way that I'm going to do it. Okay, and squish myself. Oh, no, the squishing isn't going to work that way. I'm trying to look at getting the lips and the eyes kind of lined up at the same time. Don't forget that you can hold down D and, oh, I lied. I guess you can't do that with the manipulator tool. Okay, so let's focus it there. Do some scaling so the lips get into kind of general ballpark. The ears seem to be okay. Don't forget that you can grab the big circle there, and you can sometimes, you might be able to find a little bit different spot to kind of line it up. And okay, and I'm going to hit this. Maybe if I move it forwards and back a little bit, maybe too much. I'm trying to get a little bit of this ear action in here. The mouth is getting a little bit obnoxious. I'm going to call that relatively good for now. And as I do this, something else is that you don't need all these UVs. Okay, so as I'm lining this up, the UVs for the mouth are kind of ridiculous. So if I were to go in here and do something like this, I'll go in here and grab this inner edge. I'll take that, I'm going to cut it. So now I can go in here and just double click on those inner mouth UVs. And while my cursor is over top of the UV editor, I can hit delete and those UVs go away. So they're not so distracting. I might not need the UVs inside of my nose. So maybe I'll do the same thing here. Did I pick some bad UVs? Pick bad UVs? Anyway, if I go zipping around here, did I miss anything? No, I seem to be good, so just zip in here, right click, go to UVs, and I guess I didn't cut all the nostril hairs. There we go. Delete. I'm just double clicking and that gets me my UV shells. And let's get these eye sockets out of here. And the eyelashes are going to be a bit of a pain in the ass on the eyes. Maybe I'll go just a bit in. Cut. I hate this when they do that stupid thing where you have to go UV, UV, and you just ignore the shell because you can just double click and you can get the freaking shell. It's stupid. Anyway, if I go zipping in here and then I cut. I put this onto the shelf, by the way. There's a little button here under view. You can make a custom shelf so you can get to some of these buttons a little bit quicker, because that's another thing they took away is the little buttons on the shelf, which were revolutionary at the time. And I can come in here and delete those. So now I have less UVs to pull around, and 7 minutes. So this is going to take me probably like, I don't know what, 15 minutes to do a good job. So maybe I'll speed up this section. I'll see if I can pull that off. But as I'm pulling UVs around, or if I was looking at my nose, the nose you'll see is kind of stretched out. Let's do some tricks. So first off, looking at the UVs and looking at the surface is a little bit distracting. I've got a lot of polys. If I go here to show and I turn off selection highlighting, now when I grab UVs, I'll only see the UVs selected. I don't see the rest of the mesh. Okay. Another one is, let's see if I want to push these out. I'll grab this nose section here. I'll focus on the mouth first. I'm going to focus on the mouth, get that all into shape, and then I'll probably get the eyes and pull the nose into place, and then I'd start to kind of relax everything. Another little trick is to, when I'm in here, if I grab a UV here, if I put on the soft selection, so if I hit B, I get the soft selection. And if this is distracting to look at, if you go inside of the, say, the move tool, where you see the soft selection options, you go down a bit further and there's a viewport color, so you can turn that off so you don't see that while you're pulling these things around. So if I'm doing this, I can kind of get this nice interactive pull. And if I hold down B and I middle click, I can change the drop off, but I can't see it. Also, I do believe on my move tool here, I have it on surface, not volume. So that means if my UV is close to this other one, it won't select it. Okay, and any other tricks you need to know? Well, I'm going to start pulling these things around. Those are my tricks. Oh, one other tool I might use. If I go and I reopen this, I really don't like this UV shelf, but there's one little tool that's hidden in here. You might see me use every once in a while. I go into the unfold section, and there's an unfold paintbrush here, so you can do things like when you grab it, you can come in here and start to, oh, I can't select anything because I don't have any UVs selected. Let's grab the nose and just see what happens. So I'll grab some nose action, I'll pull it here, and then I'll grab some more nose action, and I'll go to that brush, the unfold tool, and I can start to paint them and unfold them just on those selected UVs, and I kind of like that. So you might see me doing that while I go in speed mode, or it'll look like speed mode, but I'm going to spend hours slaving over this. Yeah, and I'll try to keep this open. Let's start with the mouth. Okay, so now that I've done all that, okay, the UVs on the back don't really matter as much. I'll just say this is good enough for now. I could spend more time on this, but you get the general thing. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here to modify, and I'm going to use the warp image. And here, what have I got? I think I've got this set from the last time I did this. Let's reset it. And it says here, warp me, we're in Elvira. So what I'll do is I'll call this one, actually source name, we gotta go browsing. And now I gotta go and figure out where the hell this thing is living. Where did I put it? There. So I'll do that, do this. There. And then enter, there we go, and I think I use this one. One of the nice things is that I can use any of these, right? They've all got the same UV layout now, and so I can go and break these apart in different channels and everything like that, and quickly output them, and I do believe I use this one. Whatever, this one will say. Okay, open. And then new image name, we'll call this warped demo. Okay, and that's going into my folder, into my images folder. Background color, automatic, or I can use fixed color. Sometimes I like something really obnoxious, so it's really easy to go in there and select it. File type, Targa. And then this goes up, 8,000. Now let's go 4,096. Tab 4096. And we're going to be going source image set is going to be UV set underscore demo. You got to spell it exactly. And the destination is map 1. And you've got some other options in here. Okay, great, but I think everything should be fine. I'm just going to double check my UV set names. Oh, I forgot XYZ demo. Good. TexturingXYZ. And demo is lowercase d. Good thing I spotted that, otherwise I'd crash. And just before I do this, maybe one other thing I do is just quickly save it. And I'll just call this one test, just in case there's a problemo. Yeah. Okay, spinning wheel of death, good, good. And now I'm going to hit warp image. And by the way, these UVs can be outside the 0 to 1, the other ones can't. And there, and it worked. And let's take a look at the image. So I'm just going to go hunting over here and off screen where you can't see me. Ha 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 ha. And I'm looking in the Elvira, and I go to images and warp demo. There you have it. There's all my UVs stretched from one layout to another. And I can use that as my little base coat in Substance, in Mari, wherever I want to go. And that's my demo. Stop!